You know, I've had a real doozy of a day today. I've been cocking things up left and right. I just keep telling myself, other people make mistakes as well, you know. But is that 51? Don't you dare. Ah, rats. Double for the push. That's better. All right, minimum. You know, my horse racing thing, I just went, completely bonkers. It took me a good 10 minutes to get out of the mire. But like I say, nobody's perfect. All right, showing off now. 51 second. That's pretty slick, wasn't it? That's even better. That's a repeat. All right, I like that too. What a waste. Double for the push. Repeat. 51 second. Very close. Repeat. Oh, and all red too. Okay, 1, 2. Dealer 22. Yeah, I had fun. I just put up a whole collection of those things on the channel. I just don't get why people would play a game of blackjack where the dealer 22 is a push. Well, I guess there's no accounting for taste. That wasn't good, was it? 51 second. Oh, wow. Very nice. Repeat. I do believe this is getting slower, honestly. It's treacle time. Molasses. Oh, molasses is fairly thin, isn't it? That's 1, 2, I think. Ouch! 9 would look very nice up there on that 12, wouldn't it? 3, 4, third. Oh, here we go. Ouch! 15, 8, so 1.5, 1. Which is, that's the drop. Uh, 17, 10 for the moment. Okay, so back to 1.5, 1. Alexa, stop. 1.5, 1.5, 1. Oh boy. Ah! Okay, 3, 4. Close to running away. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. 3-4. So that's 11-8 as we flee from the scene of this horrible punishment. Got to get my notebook out here. 11-8 times 1,000, and we are at 9625 on the plus side and minus 100,000 on the marker side. What the hell date is it today? 20th of Feb. All right. So, just bear with me and I'll switch straight over to hopefully friendlier territory. But we do have quite a big problem here, because the difficulty is that the maximum bet here is 100,000, whereas on the baccarat platform it's 50,000. So I just have to live with that and work with it. So here we are going into baccarat with quite a nasty recovery needed. We're at 11,000 down, 8,000 out. You don't usually get rollovers quite that nasty. I think this is only the second. No, the third. This is the third bet in the sequence, I think. So 11-8 it is. Oh dear. 19-8, but we have to go to banker. So 19-8 it is, and I'll go for the commission when I'm able to. 11-8, 19-8. Oh, bloody hell. 19-8, 27-16, which I'm going to have to call 27-18, I think. No, I don't have to do that until the turnaround bet, do I? So 27-16. Ah. Okay, that'll do. 27-70. Fuck. 44. 34. This is a nasty one. 44-34. I wish Dana White was here. All right. 78, so 80-35, and coming back to player. B1, B2, oh dear. B3, this is horrible when this happens. B3, B4, B5, can you believe it? Now I've forgotten where I'm at. 80. Let me have a look. So it's 80-35, isn't it? This could be a big problem, because I have to work around the 50,000 max, which is not real world. 80-35. Okay, so now we're on 45. 45. Better go to the max, I think. 45.50. I've got a lump in my throat and it's not even real money. Oh boy. So I can only go 95.50. This is where I'm stuck. So we could be in for a long haul here. Okay, so 45.50 again. Oh, look at that. Okay, and people are always tempted to say, well, that was just blind luck. You're just, you're lucky you got away with that. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. It's nonsense. It's not luck. I am chasing patterns. I'm not chasing trends. And it's it's not the same thing. I'm not constantly going for banker. I'm not faithfully sticking to banker. I'm not ever saying, well, it's just been three bankers in a row, so it's got to be a player. That's not what I'm about. What I'm doing is trying to position myself so that when the tide starts to go in my direction, in other words, towards the golden sands, then I want to be on a wave going towards the golden sands with the right amount of money out. And so I'm just jockeying all the time to exploit potential favorable patterns, but I don't know that they're going to be favorable. And in just the same way that nobody can predict whether it's going to be player or banker next time, you know. But here we are again, out of the shit again, and still there are going to be people sort of saying either I knew in advance what was coming, or this is not a real game, it's not, all that stuff, you know. And what are we looking at? 3 winning bets and 5 losers, and we've come out with 18,000 in profit, which has to be reduced by 9,375 because of the debt that we left behind at the blackjack table. But, you know, that's fine. You know, this is what it's all about. You know, you hit a situation where you're not comfortable, you think it's time to leave, it's difficult, it's stressful, it's threatening, it's whatever, and you just go somewhere else and carry on. The most important thing is you don't ever leave a series in limbo. You don't walk away from a losing streak and drop back to the minimum and start over, which is what the professionals on YouTube gambling channels are doing all the time. They're tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands in the hole, and when they start a new session, they start at the minimum and build and build and build as if there was no debt to be recovered, no hole to be filled in, climbed out of, or whatever. And so it is completely mystifying to me. How can you expect to make a long-term profit if you don't ensure that you get out of whatever hole you might fall into? You know, and it's the old thing about, you know, sort of 50-foot holes require 51-foot ladders and not a series of 10-foot ladders or 5-foot ladders or whatever. That don't work. So, anyway, back to the minimum, which would be, of course, at a new table. If, after betting 50,000, I'm not allowed to bet minimum. That's a repeat. That's 51. I'll just play this shoe out. That's a repeat again. Minimum. But you know, these are not flukes. When I get out of trouble, it's not a fluke. I've just been there. I've had the right bet out at the right time. That's all it is. And every single bet faces the same negative expectation. In other words, it is more likely to lose than to win. That's why progressive betting is the only way that you can beat these games. And it's why, as I keep saying, to the point where I'm sure there must be people sort of really barfing in their boots or whatever, you have to win more when you win than you lose when you lose to protect yourself from the damage that's done to you, because over time you lose more bets than you win. That's all it's about. So on and on we go. So now we're on 75, I think. And +1 again. And double for the tie. 2, 3, second, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, third. Bugger. Hate ties. And there's the 5, 6. Yeah, that was just a fluke. I knew it was coming. 1, 2, third. 3, 2, hop. P1. P2. Is that 5-2 now? I think so. 3-5.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh, do shut up. There we go. So we got our commission back on that one. 50 uno. No. Wrong. 1-2. Out of that one. Minimum. But you know, it's a mystery to me. I mean, I've got all these demos out here, hundreds and bloody bazillions and trillions or whatever it is of them. Well, it's several anyway. I mean, it's certainly well into the scores by now that are on the channel. And, you know, I keep winning and zero impact. And as I've said many times, I think that's because people who want to win are not the kind of people who go to the gambling websites, because people who want to win are people who want to keep their money in their pocket or in their bank account or in their piggy bank or whatever. And so they're not gamblers. And I get that. I sort of hope, you know, that there'll be a few gamblers out there who say, well, wait a minute. What did I do there? I think I completely fucked up. How do you win 180? Oh, okay. So why did they take 10%? That's a bit odd, isn't it? See, that was a bet for 200 and it's being registered here as 180. So then the next bet is on the bank, actually. Yeah, I really am having a dozy day today. I don't know why. I'm going to call that 3 just for the hell of it. All right, we got away with that. You can go off the rails from time to time. Just remember to get back on the damn rails as soon as you start getting into serious shit. I saw that expression the other day. That thing that goes, he don't know shit from shinola, and that's why his shoes don't shine. That applies to most of the mathematicians that I have to deal with, that's for sure. Where was I? So we tried the 200. We don't increase that, so that's just a repeat. Okay. All right. So that is we're hopping. 1, 2, 3, 2, hopping. B1, B2, this is the bit that gets me, but you know, there's nothing I can do about it. B2, B3, B4, oh, come on. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 2, so we're on play now at 3, 2. Okay, now it's 1, 2. Three, 4. Second. 7, 8. Oh boy. 1.5, 1. Hopping. P1. This is really a shitty shoe, isn't it? P2. P3. P4. What did I say it was? 1.5, 1. I think it must be 1.5. I think we better call it 1.5, 1.5. All right, let's solve that problem. And certainly recovered commission. Minimum. Yeah, I admit I am a bit all over the place today, but you'll find yourself in the same situation. I promise you. Unless you're perfect, in which case you wouldn't be here. 2-3, 1-2-3, third. All right, we'll call it 2-4, just for the crack. Okay, so 6-4, hopping. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's 6-7 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the reason for doing that is simply to accelerate turnaround if you can. And also, of course, you get a bit of extra money because you didn't actually lose the last bet. So we're calling it 6-7 and hoping for the best. Oh dear. 6-7. So that's 13. So that's going to be 1.5, 1.5 again, and on player. It's only the second. Been a bit of a tricky time, hasn't it? All right, so 1.5, 1.5 on player. There we go. Well, I suppose I could just walk away from this, but that does seem a bit rude. So I'll go back to the men. We're at 15 minutes right now, so I'll give it 5 minutes. Well, to 20 minutes anyway. Double for the tie. +1. Plus another one. Plus max. The plus max is my choice. You can do whatever you want. I just don't like to bet more than that. So we repeat that. Mm-hmm. Now we're chasing it. Okay, now we've got 3-4 is the third bet. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Did not know it was coming. Yeah, I get so much nonsense thrown at me. But thank goodness not nearly as much as I used to. Mostly because nobody's paying attention now. Yeah. There are all these clowns on YouTube getting all the attention and the millions of subscribers. I do not get the entertainment value of gambling as a spectator sport. I mean, I'm watching it for research purposes and to use these terrible sessions that these guys play as demonstration fodder so that I can say, okay, this is what happened to this guy. He did so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. He shouldn't have done that. He should have been pattern betting, and this is what would have happened. So, that's how that works. Okay, so that's 1-2 on player? I think so. Yeah. Second. All right, we don't increase that. 3-4, third. 7-4, hopping. And for once, we didn't get a string of players there. 7-4. Now we get a string of players. 11-8. 3-5. 8-10. There we have it. All righty, back to the men, still on the bonker. +1, 51, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, hopping. B1, B2. God, I hate this. B3, B4. Can you believe it? B5, B6. Jesus. Now I forgot what the bet is again. Okay, so it's 5-3 on player 1, 2, 3. Sorry about my having to check. Okay, 2-3 now. That's it. There it is. Knew it was coming. So stupid. Like I say, I don't get the attention I used to, but kind of glad of it, really. That's a double for the tie. Okay, back to the men, thanks to the double. To repeat. Okay, minimum. Going to stop in just a second. We'll wait this one out. 1, 2, third. There it is. Okay, so we just passed 20 minutes on this, plus whatever it was on the other thing. So we had 16 wins and 14 losses. The 16 wins were 5,100 and the 14 losses were 2,500, which again, it just goes to show you winning more when you win is very, very important. And as I keep saying, I don't understand how people don't get that. I mean, it's so obvious. But you can only do that with progressive betting, right? Okay. Oh, right, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, good God, why did it jump so high? But of course, that's because we came in with an 8,000 opening bet. So that's why that is. So we are looking at 17 into 139,000 and 26 into 121,000. So yeah, that's a bit kind of squeaky, isn't it? There. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this one up because that's a bit of a sort of Well, I'm not going to ask Alexa because I'm tired of talking to her. She just keeps yelling at me. All right, so we're going to use 16 into 5,100. I said that already, didn't I? And 14 into 2,500. So that's good. And yeah, the front page looks extra good with that 17,000, that nearly 18,000 there. But we owe damn nearly 10,000. 9,375. So that comes off there, but it's still a winning session, let's face it. So there you have it.